Times are changing. The grand reset and transition is upon us. We are leaving the age of compromise and stagnation.
The energy has been dense.
Ready to embrace the age of ascension.
An era of expanded possibilities.
New guidelines for the future have become defined and the path towards enlightenment has been set. Avoid mainstream genetically modified propaganda. Innerlight Radio is here to provide information and analysis to assist all of us along our journey.
For the upliftment of humanity.
This is InnerlightRadio.com. We are the healing frequency.
Taking that deep, deep breath. Sitting back, relaxing. Time to tune into yourself. Checking out your own vibration. How you feeling, how you thinking. Move that body. Take those deep breaths. Dance on your feet or dance in your mind. Greetings and love and kindness, family. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, the one and only Conscious Self-Healthcare educator and host of the Conscious Self-Healthcare Conversation radio show. Every Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Community, this is your time to share your wellness stories and how you move from disease care to conscious self-health care. I want to hear your story. We want to hear from you. Join the conversation each Wednesday. Call in and share how you shift out of chronic disease care stress. Right here on InnerlightRadio.com, the healing frequency. This is Dr. K, and I am looking forward to our conversation. So call in and share. Health is consciousness, and healing is a function of consciousness. Come on, family. It's time to rock the world with the new frontier of conscious self-health care, while I share my wellness story with you right here on InnerlightRadio.com, the healing frequency. That's right. Mind over medicine. Bringing that inner thought, that inner wealth. It's all is well. You got to trust your vibes. They never lie to you. Life starts right now. You hit that reset button. If you don't like what you see, what you do? Not your own wellness doctor. If you're free and you like what you see, dance with me. Moving that body. Emancipate yourself from medical mental slavery. If it's not serving you, break the chain of mind control. You can join the self-care revolution. dance with me and taking those deep, deep breaths as you sit back and relax and tune into yourself as you tune up your energetic vibrations right here on the Conscious Self Healthcare Conversation Radio Show. We're talking about what's the illusion and what's the reality in your life for yourself. What is it? What is the illusion? What is the reality for yourself? That's what it got to be about, and that's what it should always be about. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, host of the Conscious Self Healthcare Conversation Radio Show. You know, we're live right here every Wellness Wednesday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., inviting you to come aboard or take your seat again right here on the Friendship Train. You know what kind of ride it is. It's a Harriet Tubman's ride. But we don't put you off because you're not in sync with us. You're on the train to get the information that you need for healthcare freedom, to help you, assist you, or be in alignment with you as you have shifted out of chronic disease care stress. You know, that chronic disease care, whatever the name may be it a disease name or a virus name of a disease name. We're talking about shifting out of chronic disease care stress. The body is going to have cellular malfunctions, but we don't have to focus on them to let them have priority in our life. We have to understand what the body, the cell talk, is really saying to us. So, are you ready to become your own wellness doctor? By learning some anatomy, some physiology, some pathology, biology, or basically just understanding yourself. As we take our deep, deep breaths and sit back and tune into ourselves, and asking ourselves, is it time that we relearn, rethink, and rewrite our own personal health care plan? Is it time for us to look at the thoughts that we have bedded in our mind, that we have been using subconsciously, not knowing that we were using them because our conscious mind is stating something different? But we keep seeing a pattern. We keep seeing that we're falling back into a mindset of understanding about how they want us to feel about the care for our human body. And we got to sit back and we got to think about it. Because no matter what the situation that may put into alignment, I still love what Baba Tim Morrow had to say of common sense herbs. Because it's all about how the human body age and go through time. Baba Tim Morrow told us growing old does not make you sick. He said growing old does not make you sick. He said it's growing sick that makes us old. And that isn't feeling in body or feeling in mind or what's buried in the subconscious mind. We have to think about it. That's a statement that is so broad-based that it encumbers all your thinking, that doesn't put you in control of your health. Growing old does not make us sick. It's growing sick that makes us old. Again, through the physical, emotional, spiritual, energetic, or the vibration of understanding, when it makes you battle with yourself about how you're going to move around in this human body on planet Earth. We have to give it some thought. So you know how to do it. Sit back, relax, take your deep breaths, listen to the show. It may be for you and it may not be for you. It may open your mind up and it may close your mind. I don't know. Those are your thoughts. But I want to share information that's going to help you rise in consciousness if you're not feeling whole and complete with yourself all the way around the circle. And right now it has to do with how the actual human body is moving around on planet Earth and that mindset of understanding that we have, you know, the awareness of what's going on and how we're dealing with it. We are going to have to come to the place where we become conscious of what we are doing to ourselves, to our lives, with our mind and with our thoughts, with our inner conversation that we may hear within us, that we may speak without our mouth, that we may hear with our mind, that we may see with our imagination, for it will create that we are seeing. You know, I like that. I like a lot of the teachings of Reverend Ike. It's one of the reasons why I became a minister, because I like the fact that it's a part of the way I talk and the way I give. Always have to just say the truth of my simplicity of life, because it's not complicated. It's easy when you are willing to be responsible for your human body. because we are part of that divine vibration of life. And that's why the word love is so powerful, and it rings out so much truth and understanding that match the reality of now. That 528 megahertz of frequency of vibration, laws of vibrational energy. And we all have those laws, and we know how they manifest in our body and in our life. But it is the power that brings my entire life together. It heals, renews, and it restores me. And it empowers me with divine energy and life. And maybe you can do that when there's conflict that shows up in your own mindset of thought, that maybe you have gotten off the train track. You're not on the right track anymore. You've got caught up in a man-made mindset of human consciousness that you may need to shift out of, because it's so strong, because it comes from so many entities that you can lose that track. And you just have to waken yourself up to the truth that's inside of you, that's really in your subconscious mind, because if it's there, it'll come right back up quickly, so that you will continue to be love in action, like I am love in action. I am a master of positive self-expression, and we all are. We all are a master of positive self-expression. We just have to be in alignment with it, the truth of who we are, and not compromise ourselves for someone else, for a statement, for a job, for income, or whatever, because it will come back and it will show and it will display in your life. So don't live a compromising lifestyle. Be willing to be the laws of vibrational energy for yourself, because we are here to be givers and receivers of that love. And we have to honor each other. You know, last week I shared a talk with you from John Bergman, a chiropractor, that does a lot of information and sharing the truth about the medicine by using their science-based evidence to bring about the true evidence, because there's so much evidence that we get and we read and we hold on to it, and we go to certain websites and certain organizations and we believe that they're giving us the true information that we can process with. But it all still comes from a state of mind, wherever we are and however we choose to use it. But I'm saying to you, if that information really is something that you're just spilling out your mouth, it is not something that you really feel in the vibration of who you are and what you know about the energetic frequencies of life, then you must rethink about that information. So I like the way that Dr. Bergman talked about COVID-19, viruses within the body, science, true science-based evidence that's been proven over decades to be sustainable, that you can quote and say things back to them. So if you didn't listen to that show last week, you need to go back to my YouTube channel and listen to that show, and let that meet up with this show, where I'm going to continue to talk a little bit. On that show, I started sharing with you the article that I wrote, A Virus of the Mind, and I said I was going to share that with you again today. So my energy is still like being, it's not scattered energy or chaotic energy. It's just that when you're a vibrational being, which we all are, but you more in tune into it, the energy can speak to you and get you, pulling you here and pulling you there. My mind can be scattered into different areas, and it always comes in when you're doing something, that information come in and say whoop, and then you say, what was I thinking about? So early today, energy said, go ahead and record this section like you're doing of everybody else. You're featuring other individuals that share constructive information to help people become their own wellness doctor, to step up to conscious self-healthcare living. And so I decided to record my talk on a virus of the mind, and I can sit back and listen to it myself, which I'm going to have to tell you this truth. Energy said, go listen to that show now. I had already sent it off to the programmer, and then it says, go listen to it. So I listened to it, and I made a pause at about 11 minutes, thinking that I was clearing my throat, paused it, and I thought I hit the record button to unpause it so that I could continue on, but I ended up not doing that. And so it cut off at 11 minutes, and I'm going to come in and finish that talk through this show right here. And we're going to listen to some music, and hopefully you're sitting back and you're tuning into yourself. I like German medicine. I work in German medicine too, their information, because it's all about you thinking about how you thinking about things and how you giving thought over to your thinking which is not embedded sometimes in the truth, but it's a mind thought. So I really like when German medicine says, when you understand how your body works, you do not fear its functions. It has functions. It's going to go through things like the waste that leaves the body, and they want to call it a virus and say we got to work on it. And they use the ways of the body that excretes that stuff out and say you got something when your body is doing its natural processing. So when you understand how your body works, you do not fear its function. The human body needs sleep, rest, and water for its functions to be balanced throughout every system. Brain health is not a standalone function. It depends on the functions of all other organs. Each human has the God-given power to maintain the power that is in every cell needed to function at its optimal. When this is not done on a regular basis, the human body will let you know. It will let you know. I'm telling you, it'll let me know with the stroke. It's letting me know how the body is feeling right now and when I need to do certain things. And I pay attention to that. Its function will not be a whole, and the individual will appear out of sync with itself and its true state of consciousness. So during this year of 2020, changes and shifts, please remember to sleep, rest, relax, drink water, feed the cells with proper nutrients, and take those deep, deep breaths every 15 minutes and support the lymphatic system with the purification of the body, the guardian angel of the immune system. We talked on last week's show about, is life scripted? Are we living the script that they have written for the world, for all the individuals, every country, all around is playing the same script to its citizens? So is life scripted for you? Do you have choices? We talked about stepping up out of that ball of confusion and becoming your own wellness doctor, and just knowing and understanding. So join me as we sit back and take those deep, deep, deep healing breaths. And if you never really felt that feeling of being in tune with your body, I guarantee you right now, if you close your eyes and you start slowly taking these deep breaths, it's going to clear your mind, and you're going to feel your body, and you're going to feel that breath moving all the way up. And then when you feel that stagnation where the breath is not able to move up as easy as it should be, you may pause there and take a deeper, deeper breath to help it release and break up. The breath is so powerful in life. That's why they want to stagnate it. That's why they wanted to stagnate it, so you can stagnate the energy in your body, the natural oxygen and how it moves through your body. But you want to sit there and you want to take these deep, deep breaths and feel it from the top of your toes to the top of your head. Sit back and take those breaths, release and let go. And join me on this universal love ride on the friendship train, the God frequency of love, 528 megahertz. And ask yourself, is your life scripted? Are you making the best choices for yourself based on your understanding and what you know, feeling good about it? If somebody happened to say something to you that sparked something within you, you may want to investigate a little bit more for yourself, because that's what life is all about, taking that information that you have and really making it your own and not being a repeat button of someone else's information. So when you bring it in and you can incorporate it in your life, it sounds different, because you have now made it a part of your true consciousness. So, as you know, I always say, as Reverend Ike says, you are the master of your thought and mind. Tell your mind what to think. Tell your feelings what to feel. Tell your body how to react. You want to master your mind. You want to master your feelings. You want to master your thoughts. So remember, telling this human holographic image what to do and how to act and how to think, don't let nobody tell you that's insanity. You understand that you move this animated body your states of consciousness. And sometimes you have to make a shift so this body can move in the right direction that you will have it move in. So sit back, take your deep breaths, and know that healing is less about fixing something and more about remembering the wholeness already within you. So are you willing to see yourself as whole, happy, and complete from now on, even when the mind tries to convince you otherwise? You just may be working from a virus of the mind. You will hear about a 12-minute clip of me talking about the story that I wrote for an article in the book Soul Code for Women, which works for all human beings. So listen to that. I'm going to come back in, join you, and then we're going to listen to some music. That song called War that I like, because it's about not a physical war with yourself, but with ascension. You will rise, expanded and being assured. Self-care, self-love, self-respect, all wrapped up in assurance, because you know who you are and whose you are. So sit back and listen to this clip, and I'll come back and join you in a moment. Greetings, everyone. This is Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, host of the Conscious Self Healthcare Conversation radio show, broadcasting every Wellness Wednesday on www.interlightradio.com. I'm sharing this message as part of my broadcast show 8/19/2020. A virus of the mind. A virus of the mind is a chapter or page that I wrote for a book called Soul Code for Women. Soul Code for Women. But a virus of the mind can be held by anyone at any time. Here we go. A virus of the mind. Energetically speaking, microbes or germs are formed by the power of thought. Thought becomes entities and have identity according to the character of the thought in the mind of the thinker. Error thoughts make disease microbes. So in the case of diseases, it is an inharmonious condition in mind and body brought about by error thinking. To think this way and try and correct this thinking from an external thought process is working from a mind virus infection in your awareness of life experiences. Mind is another word that represents the universal principle of life demonstrated in action by the acknowledgement of God energy of presence in all life. You being the offspring of God energy, you have the power to create. Once the power is realized, you use the privilege and create in the realm of error thoughts, which separates you from the God energy that empowers you with that privilege. Because you can create, bringing into manifestation your dreams and your desire, you thought that you were separate from God energy, and that it is your mind that gives you this power. So from that thought, that belief, you will create an error. You created a mind virus that spreads like a wild fire through every thought and imagination that comes to your state of awareness. And you have blocked out the divine energy of self-love expression. Your salvation comes from rising in consciousness from the error thought of separation. Salvation is based solely on an inner overcoming a change in consciousness, a change in your DNA. Response to the error thoughts. It is a cleansing of the mind virus, patterns of error thinking. Thoughts build or destroy, and they will work in your mind and body in an adverse way and tear down the good you desire to build up. If you do not form them from care and alignment with a divine energy of a God state of consciousness. Life is Consciousness is a title of a pamphlet by Emmett Fox. In this pamphlet, Emmett Fox states that you build your consciousness with your I am. No one else can do it for you, and you cannot cheat. Nature is no respecter of person. Nothing outside of you can affect you when you are in contact with your higher source. I am that I am. The pain you feel in all your affairs is an indication that the vital force of the body are at work to bring about a state of balance and harmony for your health of your thoughts and your cells. Our organs have their origin in mind, and the outer condition are a direct result of that idea, that belief that you have created in mind based on a false reality of fear or the reality of self-love. It is the God mind that has the power to correct that error thought, that the organ is damaged, sick, or unhealthy. What is the secret to the DNA code of the process of life? That we can read the blueprint from a thought, idea, or a vision, and we have the power to alter the outcome of the blueprint. We are given the power of creation, because that divine energy called God is the spiritual fluid that moves throughout our being continually as the electromagnetic center of our DNA imprint. You eradicate the mind virus of error thoughts. I say you eradicate the mind virus of error thoughts by rising in consciousness to the thought of honoring any external stimuli that will have you doubt your power and have you create from fear false education accepted as reality, or that false evidence that appears so real. Your state of consciousness must harmonize with the God mind to be free from error thoughts, of property, evil, sickness, and death. This perfect vision heals all diseases in mind, body, and affairs. When you enter into the silence, a state of consciousness where you are in touch with your divine mind, you can listen to that still small voice of silence, of vibration, of energy, of frequency, of transformation. Whatever you believe, whatever you believe, whatever you know in your heart, with feelings, you create. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention to your intention. To your intention. And see if you are currently creating your life with a virus of the mind, the virus of awareness, the virus of thought of viruses. Pay attention to your intention and see if you are creating with a virus of the mind. You see, family, community, and friends, you were born in an all-knowing state of mind. I said you were born. You came into this world with an all-knowing state of mind. There is nothing to learn. There is nothing to learn. Only for you to accept. Life alters according to your perception. I said there is nothing to learn, only for you to accept. Life alters according to your perception. Right perspective, right results. When your perspective is not clear, your behavior becomes inconsistent. A virus of the mind. Your body will never lie to you. Your body will never lie to you. However, your mind, if it's a mind virus, your mind will. Take time to consider what is truth and what is real. Take that time, family. Take that time, family. Take the time to sit back right now as you take those deep, deep breaths and consider, are you living your life from a virus mindset? It's interesting how in 2020 they have now used viruses as broadly as they can to control the way you think and feel about yourself, because they are supposed to be so deadly to the human body. When we create these viruses as waste products that are not deadly, the body knows what to do, how to heal, how to restore, and how to renew itself. We must be in alignment with that thought. We must be in alignment with that understanding. We must have that total acceptance of the faith of that we know who we are and that we are the governor of this body and how it's moving on this world, because we're making these choices. We make the choice to put this mask on to stop the fluctuation of the flow of energy, carbon dioxide and oxygen, carbon dioxide and oxygen, releasing it, bringing it in, oxygen. Oxygen plus pumps all your cell, generates power for you to be able to move around in this human body. Even your energetic body is a part of it. It's all connected. It's all one. So this is a time. This is a time for certainty, for assurance, for understanding, for you really being in control of your human body and not falling prey to a lot of things that's being said to you. Life is a state of consciousness, and we will come in and out of those states. And that's why you must constantly ask yourself until they become whole. Am I living from a man-made mindset of human consciousness? Am I one with this vibration, with this thought? Is it helping me to move around in this body the way I should be moving around in it? And with a state of consciousness, of the mind of awareness, and how I'm moving and what I'm doing and how I am assisting this body. I am that I am. I am that I am is one of the greatest statements out there. I am. That, what is that in between? How is it shifting you and moving you and shaping you to create that I am? Every moment matters. Every moment of your life matters right now. Every thought that you think matters right now. What you hold on to in that state of thinking, of awareness, is it good for you? Are you allowing your subconscious mind to reset the programs that are not serving you because you are aware of what you are doing and what you are saying? We must see the patterns in our life. Conscious self-health care, making conscious self-health care moves. Mental observation is view for self-success. You must view yourself while you're speaking. So if you need to shift, you can. And when you say something is done and you look back and you look at what you said, you are viewing it at a later date, that's okay too. Become aware, build up your strength of knowing who you are and being strong within that. You know, and yeah, somebody might say you're a little bit adamant about how you feel, but if it makes you feel good, if it vibrates you in the right direction to take care of your human body, then do that. To mask or not to mask, what is it? And what are you basing it on? Because one thing for sure, and two things for certain, family, we all know about the exchange of oxygen from our breathing, what goes out that nourish the land, that nourish nature that we are one with. That carbon dioxide is their oxygen. The trees that purifies everything, gives us oxygen, comes back into our body. We are one with nature, and there should be no interruption in that. Man should not have you thinking that a mask is protecting you from nature itself that purifies itself. So I say to you, understanding my definition for COVIDMASKology may help you unwind a little bit, understand your adaptations and how your physical body works and how things move around and heal the cells when they get rid of their waste, and you support it with the proper nutritional environment that it needs. COVIDMASKology, the study of self-inflicted stagnation and the production of cell life and activity, creating an internal environment of a pond of water that blocks energy flow and cellular intercommunication, stopping or blocking the release of carbon dioxide from the body into the air, causing the reabsorption of this toxicity. This process of COVIDMASKology is blocking the common intake of pure oxygen from nature and the natural means of self-surviving as a human being. The goal is to contain the germ, not thinking about the damage done to the human by blocking the proper exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Breathing is a natural mechanism of human life and should not be stagnated by wearing of a mask for daily living, walking around outside, going to work, socialize, being in the air. No one should be fined or told they must be wearing a mask in order to survive, to protect somebody else, when they're telling you that your mask protects you from the air. So those that don't want to wear a mask, leave them alone. Those that feel like they need to block the natural flow of energy of life, let them wear their masks. Let them create that toxicity in their bodies, creating that internal swamp. And they'll start feeling it. And they'll know, like the babies know, like the kids know. They take them damn masks off their face. And the parents need to stop yelling at them, smacking their hands, and putting that mask back on them. Because they're trying to tell you about the process of life, about the process of living, the breath. They want to control your mind, and then they want to control your breathing, putting it all together, and got you fearing one another, got you arguing with one another about wearing a mask. I'm trying to tell you something right now. Adaptation is the way of the human process of cell life. It's going to make its own shifts and changes and knows what to do. Cellular activity. So why are you going to shut down your immune system? You're going to shut down your lymphatic system with a mask. The fear of loving yourself. Self-love, self-care, self-respect. We got to shift out of this. The breath of life. You cannot properly correctly, support the breath of life, the number one step in the formula for life, oxygen. Needs to be throughout the body, purified with no blockages, nothing stagnating it, so that the cells can do what they're supposed to do. You're the governing factor of this human body. Life creation is the energetic body. And when you align with it and it becomes one, you create that change, that shift that makes you a better animated person here on life. We have to really think about what we're doing to our family, what we're doing to our friends, and people that get this diagnosis of COVID-19 and people don't want to be around them no more and don't want them to be around them no more. Y'all people need to stop it, because you are creating that mind virus in your own mind for your own body. And you are developing that mindset in your children. It's going to become a part of their subconscious thinking, and they're not going to know how to live in the future. And that's what they want. And that's what we are doing it. And who's standing up the most and who's not standing up the most. But I know there's a lot of African Americans, there's a lot of black people out there that's telling people to put these damn masks on and wear them for whatever reason they may have. But it's not for the health of their mind, body, spirit, and energetic being and soul. We have to consider what's going on. But we only can take a stance for ourselves. That's all we can do. And if you do have children and you can influence them, or you can support them with developing and creating the right mindset for life right now, then you are able to do that with them. 2020, the year of self-care. 2020, the year of self-care. Change. Boy, that word change. Change is making a shift in your state of consciousness, in your thinking. It's not about fixing anything. It's just about creating the state where you can change your states of consciousness to match and help you move on, because life will surely throw you those balls of confusion. And you have to be certain of who you are and how the body works. What to do when everything changes. What do we do when everything changes? What are you doing as everything changed for yourself? I'm taking those deep breaths. Mask off. Yes, right now you want to honor people when you walk into their business, if you want to do business there, and that's their thing. But they shouldn't be able to tell you how to wear your mask. You got one on. I like the way Dr. John Bergman created his mask out of a one of them soap things that you clean your pants with, and he opened it up and then he put little hooks on the side of it so he could breathe. That's a mask. Now they want to define your mask for you, how high it got to be up on your nose and where it got to be. They can't tell you how to wear it as long as you got one on. So without being negative and without being combative, you shared with them the truth like I did when I went out yesterday. And the little girl, which is protected by her mask and a shield, and I'm 6 feet away, she want to tell me I can see your nose. So what? You can't see my nostrils. You are so protected by everything. You can't get whatever. If I were to cough or sneeze, I do have a mask on. So what are you complaining about? And she just kept on complaining. And the God came over and looked at me and said, well, I can't say nothing to her. I don't see no problem. Then she went and got the supervisor. And the supervisor came over and said, well, let's see the top of your nose. And so what? My nose is not as pointed as your nose. I don't have that kind of nose. My nose is round and black and solid and strong. And it's not pointed to hold anything up on it. But the mask is covering my nostrils, right? She goes, yes. Okay, then. So she told the worker, well, I'll help her out. You can go on. This is getting crazy. This is insanity. But we make our adjustments. We don't hold on to that crap that they want to give us. And you stay vibrated to the truth of knowing who you are. And you must learn some basic anatomy, physiology, pathology, and biology. And there's a lot of people out there that's giving it to you, and I'm one. And I share it with you, and I share the way other people share it. So that's what this is all about today. Reminding you to stay centered. Take your deep, deep breaths. Don't let nobody move you away from the truth of your reality of what you truly know about the breath and the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. It is a must. It is the process of the human life. So sit back and remember, thinkonomics. Thinkonomics is a way of thinking that gives you the opportunity to learn the truth about yourself. You may have to go with that powerful statement. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. For you. You don't need nobody else's approval anymore or acceptance of how you want to think and be on this world. You ain't got to be combative with nobody for you to live the way that you want to live. We have to understand that. Become your own conscious self-healthcare educator. And be your own wellness doctor. So I'm going to tell you something, family. I want to thank you for tuning in, for you allowing me to share with you a virus of the mind. Again, go back and listen to 812 show, combine it with this show right here. And matter of fact, all the shows that come through the Conscious Self Healthcare Conversation Radio Show right here on Inner Radio is broadcast on my YouTube channel, K Davis F. If you want to learn more about quantum health and healing, working with your energetic body field, visit For Cell Life, the number 4, CELLLIFE.com. Learn some more information. Use my energetic website, energyforlife/P/Karen Davis-Foulks, Foulks. Take that free course with me, Choice Point, because we all are at a choice point right now, and we can use that data and information from that course to see if we are in true alignment with our purpose and what we want in life. We're going to sit back, and we're going to listen to War. With Ascension you rise. Doom, 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 doom. Know what it says. Listen to the words. It's going to carry us out. I may not get back live. Gotta hear the commercials. As you move that body and take those deep, 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 deep breaths. And know that you may have to rise in consciousness, family. Become your own wellness doctor. Stay tuned into yourself. Taking those deep, 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 deep breaths. That's right.
I got joy in my soul. God is in control. I got Satan on my trail, but I'm singing all is well. He's attacking every day, but I'm watching while I pray. No matter the attack, I won't turn back, 'cause this means war. This means war. This means war. This means war. Put them together. I got joy in my soul. God is in control. I got Satan on my trail, but I'm singing all is well. He's attacking every day, but I'm watching while I pray. No matter the attack, I won't turn back, 'cause this means war. This means war. This means war. This means war. I bleed the blood. I bleed the blood. There's power in the blood. I bleed the blood. Healing in the blood. I bleed the blood. Power in the blood. I bleed the blood. I've been in the storm and the rain, but the blood still stays the same. Whatever's going wrong, my war clothes are on. I might be in a daze, but you can't have my praise. No matter the attack, I won't turn back, 'cause this means war. This means war. This means war. This means war.
how to take over my body. Don't be telling me how to take my body.
This means war. You can't take this lying down. This means war. Woo! And this means war. This means war.
Out with yourself now.
6, 7, 8.
With ascension you ride. Wake up. Feel the flow of energy. Connection to you. All right. Praise.
Come on, put your hands together. Say, you can't have my family. Say, you can't have my increase.
There's no COVID-19 being hit.
You say you can't have my, you can't have my, you can't, I plead the blood. Yes, power in the blood. Healing in the blood. Deliverance in the blood. Here's what you gotta say. This means war. Whenever the enemy's attacking in your life, you gotta say, this means war. You can't be breaking down and falling out. This means war. You're gonna break out your prayer, break out your words. This means war. You're gonna break out some praise. This means war. Last time, this means war. Well, somebody clap your hands. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
That's all you got. That's all you got. That's all you got.
Let's help one another. All of my sisters and brothers.
It was a pleasure having you tuning in. Now, you must tell a friend to tune in. And if you haven't called in and shared your wellness story, don't you think it's time that you help somebody with your wellness story? Call in, share your story, join the conversation. Are you at your wit's end because there seems to be no solution to your healthcare problem? Is it okay for me to say to you that you can have peace of mind? Take back control of your health. Are you experiencing anxiety, arthritis, diabetes, cancer, fibromyalgia, high blood pressure, lupus, chronic fatigue syndrome, any fictitious disease? Whatever your symptoms or diagnoses are, there is a conscious solution to transform the cause of your pain, not treat symptoms or mask it. No prescription medication, no over-the-counter drugs, no organs removed are required. Take back control of your health by the renewing of your mind. You can create wellness today. Contact Dr. K, 202-248-7749. Visit us on the web, www.celllife.com. Is it time for a new approach to your health care? Are you ready to leave the dark ages of disease care management and pharmaceuticals? If your answer is yes, get ready to relearn, rethink, and rewrite your personal healthcare prescription plan with Dr. K. She is a certified liphologist and Nest healthcare provider, sharing the new science of information as medicine and cellular ecology. Did you know that the field of epigenetics states that you are more than just your genes, and those genes do not control your biology? Yes, that's correct. Schedule a Skype, phone, or office visit with Dr. K and get on board the friendship train to healthcare freedom. 202-248-7749. That's 202-248-7749. Visit us on the web, forselllife.com. The number 4, the word cell, CELLLIFE.com. Do you feel lost? Do you feel out of sync? Could it be that you are experiencing electromagnetic sensitivity? Yes, electromagnetic sensitivity. Could man-made frequencies interfere with cellular activity and melatonin production? We are beings of frequency, light, and information, and you are your own experience. Do not conform any longer to the patterns of man-made mindset of human consciousness. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Schedule your Nest Provision Human Body Field Scan with Dr. K. 202-248-7749. Visit the website forselllife.com. The number 4, CELLLIFE.com. Have the courage to expand your horizon and reprogram your cellular activities. Call Dr. K for your 15-minute wellness consultation. 202-248-7749.
Wake up. Yeah.
Wow, family, that was a great show. I want to thank you so very much for tuning in to the Conscious Self Healthcare Conversation Radio Show right here on Interlight Radio. It was a pleasure having you tuning in. Now, you must tell a friend to tune in. And if you haven't called in and shared your wellness story, don't you think it's time that you help somebody with your wellness story? Call in, share your story, join the conversation. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, and I invite you to visit my website, ConsciousSelfCare.com. Or you can just go to the number 4, the word CELLLIFE.com. Leave me some information. I would love to talk with you. And once again, I look forward to you joining us next Wednesday right here on the Conscious Self Healthcare Radio Show. It's a conversation where we uplift each other, where we share our wellness stories so we can help someone move from disease care to conscious self-healthcare. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you next Wednesday.
And if there is a country that has committed unspeakable atrocities in the world, it is the United States of America. They don't care. They don't care for human beings. 57 years ago, when Japan was retreating on all fronts, they decided to drop the atom bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Killed a lot of innocent people who are still suffering from the effects of those bombs. Those bombs were not aimed against the Japanese. They were aimed against the Soviet Union to say, look, this is the power that we have. If you dare oppose what we do, this is what is going to happen to you. Because they are so arrogant, they decided to kill innocent people in Japan who are still suffering from that. Who are they now to pretend that they are the policemen of the world?